Hello everyone, it's Andrea, welcome back. Today I want to answer a question which I receive very often from new players in Insurgency. How to be a pro player? And this can apply to Insurgency, but it can also apply to all the other FPS games. So the first thing I notice is the knowledge of the map, the knowledge of the weapon. So this is something that you obtain normally by playing. But as people do this, some people don't do it to a full extent, because not also you need to learn the maps, the best spots, the best weapons, and how to handle the recoil and all the stuff. You need also to understand when to push, when to defend, and to play smart. And that's where many players, even players that play more than 100 hours on Insurgency, don't get fully. Some players are brainwashed by normal FPS games which you only run and shoot. If you play in something like Insurgency, you see a good player which knows when to rush, maybe watching the waves when playing push, or watching if there is some teammates ahead of him so he can go and rush without worrying about other enemies. But you can also notice very easily the bad players. The bad players move very casually, very slowly, every angle, even though they play that map over and over. When you know that a spot is safe, when you know that you can rush, you need to move fast, especially when attacking in Insurgency, when pushing. It's okay if you want to defend and stay in a spot, but when you need to rush, you need to be moving as fast as you can, and sometimes this requires you to have smoke grenades and some communication with your team. Once you learn those things in a FPS game, you are a good player. And often when you find newbie players, you will be able to take advantage of their mistakes and get a lot of kills. But there is another level which is way higher. Is learning the small thing which in the end will make the difference. The small things can be learning how to move from place to place, or using cover as best as your abilities, exposing less of your body as possible. You may say in Insurgency, what's the difference, because there is no bullet drop and enemies with good aim can still kill you very easily. But if you're engaging someone, if they just see your arm a part of your head while you're peeking out on a corner, this may take more time for them to aim in the right direction. While if you expose the whole body, they won't need to aim, they can just hip fire, and this will take them less time. Another thing is understanding the enemy team. Most players play the game like you're always facing the same enemies, the same way, and they use always the same tactics. But if you learn the enemies and you know that they are smart, for example, you do a tactic and it works, you know that they will try to counter that this time, they will be prepared. So knowing that, you can move to another direction and take them by surprise. And one of the most important things for me is visual memory. After you play a game over and over, when you face a situation or you go out on an angle and see an enemy, you start shooting immediately, but first you need to know if the enemy is there, you need to be aware of the enemy. After playing so many hours and exercising, your brain will be able to have an image of what that position looks like normally. And if they see something which is out of place, a color or something, the brain will be very fast at recognizing that is an enemy you need to shoot. That's why experienced players can have reflexes like gods, they can move very fast because the brain does this automatically, but this needs training and facing the same situation over and over. So guys, in order to be a pro player, depending on the game, you need to learn a certain amount of small things and master them. Once you master them, then you will be able to learn even other small things to the point that you will become a very good player, and then you can really destroy anyone in the game. But what I want you to know before you try to be a pro is that many players fall into the trap of being too serious and not having fun when playing. If you do so, you will lose the enjoyment of the game, and the only thing you will try to do is to boost your ego, maybe with competition and winning and becoming a very nasty player, because maybe you're playing a public game and your team is losing because your team is bad and you're better. But this doesn't mean that you need to not enjoy the game at first because you're not enjoying the game, and secondly, be mean to those players, because everyone once was a bad player, and even though some players played 200 hours and they're still bad, they may still having fun. So it's not right for you to attack other players for being less good as you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video cleared out some thoughts about being a pro player in FPS games. And if you have any questions, anything about video games, maybe new games coming out, maybe how to improve in a certain video game, let me know in the comments or send me a private message, and I will try to make as many Q&A videos as I can. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.